hostiles. They can't know we exist.
Hey, how you going, guys? Okay, now some things in life were just made to go together. Fish and chips and Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then the Orbital Vsat, K9 Unit and Swarm. Yeah, apparently. But you see, for me it doesn't quite work, and I'm going to explain why. But before I do, I'm going to tell you that all my theories aren't based on some sort of Jehovah's Witness type tactic where I push it on you. These are things that I find work and concoctions that seem to work out better for me. I just generally like to put them out there for people to try and test themselves, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's each to their own, because what is one man's gold is another man's garbage. But anyway, traditionally what you might find is when you click on a video that says 187 for 2 or 586 for 1 or something negative, some impossible score that you watch and drool at because you can't possibly imagine getting, you'll see these bigger YouTubers telling you how the Orbital Vsat can only go with the K9 Unit and Swarm. And 9 times out of 10 I guess that may be the case, except for one small ingredient is missing from that equation. Teammates who don't hold their guns the wrong way, or what is better known as a party. And if you play with a sufficient standard of teammates in a party, people who understand how each other play, so when you call up your VSAT, you know that you're going to get those nice little assists creeping in. Then yes, lo and behold, soon enough, you'll be straight onto your dogs, which means that after a couple of little nips on the leg, it'll be onto the swarm streak. However, if you're not playing in a party, it might not be the case. Yes, granted, of course it's going to help you when you see that red triangle on the HUD, just pointing in your direction and you know he's hiding or head glitching or sitting behind a bouncing Betty. And hopefully as a competent player you might know how to deal with that situation. But that doesn't mean that everybody does. You've got to take into account little Billy Bob who's only had his Xbox for a week. He doesn't know what Orbital Vsat means, he thinks it's some kind of new dance band. Or those two split screeners who are playing off the same 24-inch television, sitting side by side drinking warm cups of cocoa prepared by their mother, while they're trying to out 360 each other. No, your VSAT is an absolute waste of time. And with the most due of respect, if you've managed to be competent enough to get yourself up to VSAT level without dying, you probably don't really need the help of these idiots. So it's time to enforce an unfortunate age-old rule, and that is to look after number one. Take care of yourself and the rest will come together. So in my opinion, take out the VSAT and replace it with a stealth chopper. You see, most people know that the stealth chopper is an absolute deadly point streak. It's got no boundaries where it stays on the map, it covers the entire area and has no mercy on anybody. Psychologically it does seem to have one massive thumbs up, one plus point that I don't think people actually realise, and that is it puts you as a priority. No wait, let me rephrase that. It puts itself as a priority first, and then puts you as a priority second. That means by any stretch of the imagination it is not going to let itself get shot down first. So what it does is as soon as somebody puts a rocket launcher on their shoulder and looks down the scope, it'll take them out first. So I could maybe guess you could say it lives by its own rule of looking after number one. But then it's your turn. And 9 times out of 10 if you're heading around a corner and you think you know somebody's there, you're just about ready to make your move, and all of a sudden you see the sand puffing up into the air from where the bullets are piercing. Ah well, thank you my flying friend, you've saved me from using my flagging ammunition. I'll just pick up this poor sod's gun and be on my way. But also what you got to think about, the other bonus to this is now your teammates can actually make some use out of themselves. Whereas before they might have been looking and seeing the same hidden triangles around the corner as you if you use the VSAT. The chances are they'd have made their big move to do the big surprise attack, done a jump shot around the corner, lost the handling of their controller as they dropped it in their cocoa, stood up in a blind panic, elbowed their split-screening boyfriend in the face. Their mother had burst through the door, screamed and yelled blue murder, sent the friend home, and deprived aforementioned youth of any supper. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, his character's just died about 15 times. No, that's of absolute no use to you whatsoever. But if it's the choice of walking around a corner and picking up a nice spinning little gold oval treat, then he's going to feel more confident doing that. And guess what? It's just added to your point streak. Bring on the next K9 unit, come hither the next swarm, all fall to your knees and hail the god that is Apocalypse. Yes? Anyone? Anyone? No. Okay. Just me then. But then again, talking about poor teammates, I suppose you've got to look and think that every cloud has a silver lining, because at the end of the day, if you do end up in one of these lobbies where your team are of equal skill to yourself, it can get quite tiring as you're running backwards and forwards as the spawns keep flipping, trying to top up your score streaks, only to find that when you've completed your half marathon to get to one end of the map, your teammate's already there and the spawns have switched over to the other end. So you turn around and run to the other end of the map, only to find that your teammates are there and the spawns have flipped, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I suppose in that respect, bring on the poor teammates. Hell, I'll even send Billy Bob a friend request, and let him know my playing schedule 3 days ahead. He can bring his 2 cocoa-sipping, split-screening friends with him, as long as they promise and guarantee that every time they turn a corner they're going to jump out of their skin and drop their controller in their drink. The more the merrier. Anyway, that's just about me done, guys. I hope in some respects this might have helped you a little bit. Maybe if you've been struggling to pull in a swarm, just give it a try, put on a stealth chopper. My own personal opinion is, you won't regret it. And once again, thank you to Yeousch for letting me post this video on their channel. Stay active, guys, and maybe come over and check me out. Link will be in the description. I'll see you later, guys. Apocalypse done.